Hi everyone, Ames Velo athlete here with a preview of what to expect at this year's Iowa Games Cycling Gravel Grinder Race. The Ames Velo Club had a great time during the course recon, other than one mishap. Back to that later. In the video's description, I will have several links for more information about the race. Be sure to check that out. Now, onto the course map. The 2021 edition of Iowa Games Gravel Grinder features several turns, all of which are marked. However, it would be wise to download the GPX file onto your bike computer for added assurance that you are on the correct course. Again, details will be in the description below. The course is far from being all flat. There are some punchy hills, so be prepared for elevation gains, like this one, that is roughly 8 miles into the race. As you can see on the left side, this short climb hits up to a grade of 7% before leveling off onto a bridge that crosses over Interstate 35. Some helpful tips for climbing on gravel roads is to try to remain seated. Depending on the surface, if you try to stand up while climbing, you may find your rear wheel slipping out from under yourself. Try to keep a solid, consistent pace. Don't overcook yourself. Work within your limits and keep those pedals turning over. This course is not entirely gravel. There are a few paved sections like this bridge. Sections like this provide some relief. It would be efficient to utilize these brief moments, so keep hydrated and take in some water. However, do not count on this happening a lot. The start of the race will be located near Sunny Heights Farm. For this part of the video, I'll fast forward through most of the course and try to point out some key features to look out for. Keep an eye on the course map located in the top right corner of this video. You'll be riding in a clockwise direction, but that does not mean there will be only right turns. As I alluded before about climbing on gravel, picking your lines on any part of this course is important. There are spots on gravel surfaces where rocks pile up. These spots are more difficult to pedal through. There are also much smoother parts where you'll find it much easier to gain traction. A good example is right here. On the center part of this road, you can see rocks are piling up. I'm currently riding a line that is clear and easier to pedal through.
It's got some elevation gain.
Throughout the ride, we stopped and took breaks to talk about the course and some technique. Here are some wise words from the man himself, Jason Quinn.
Okay, for newer people, wait till Jonathan gets up here. Alright, so the reason I want to stop is one, to kind of regroup, like I said we would. Two is to talk about these corners and how to not be sketched out. One, we're not going fast enough where anybody's ever going to clip a pedal, so you can pedal through the whole corner. That will give you more traction, okay? Get more purchase on your tire. So you want to stay on the gas, but just a little bit lighter, okay? Number two is almost all of these corners on the inside, as opposed to like Tech Tuesday where you come out, you lean the bike over. I mean, your bike's pretty much upright through these, okay? If anything, the bike does more work on off-road stuff anyway. But if he has anything to add as an off-road person, go ahead and jump in. But one of the things I like to do is start at the crest, at the crest of the road, right? It's the most neutral way to ride the course anyway, right? If you get stuck over here, look how the road is always bowed like this. If you're over here and you're trying to make a corner, it starts pulling you off that way. So when you line up, start in the center, and once you can see, like from right here, you can start your turn from here. By the time that you get into the nasty shit, you're going straight, okay? So if you know the corners, which is why we're out here, this intersection, you can ride right on the inside around the grass, stay close to the grass, you're gonna be fine. Another pro tip, if you get into something where it's super shit, just go into the grass. You'll instantly get traction, right? You can pass, there's no rule. You can pass on the inside if you want. I mean, obviously here you're gonna end up down that little but if you run into loose rock and you see some grass and you don't wanna like drop the bike down, just head over to the grass, it'll slow you right down, and use the sudden stop shit we do on Tuesday, get your ass back, okay? Let the bike go where it needs to go. Everybody here has an off-road bike, so they're gonna have more rake on your fork, and the bike's gonna handle it. Okay? Don't be apprehensive about scooting up. If the group kind of squishes together, just kind of get in there. Everybody here is a pretty good rider. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. Fairly okay.
Have you seen me cornering gravel?
Anybody have any input on that? So even left turns, look at this turn. Would you want to be in the middle or the far left? Like look at the washboard forming on the right. Okay, inside is the cleanest thing ever. If you can see way up the road, there's no reason to not ride like right in this nice stuff around there to get around the corner. Okay, folks I was talking to on the back, I was like, hey, check it out. If you want to ride on the other side of the road, it's fine. We got so many riders. By the time a car comes at us, you're gonna get tons of heads up. Move your way over. Another thing too is like we don't need to abruptly go across the road here. Just pedal your way. I always think about if I want to go across the road this way, I favor my left leg and I heavy pedal with that leg. It kind of keeps me even and power that direction. Go to the right and pedal a little harder with my right leg. Okay? Cool. Thanks guys in the front for chill.
No matter the level of rider you are, our club tries to have everyone get to a place where they feel comfortable and relaxed on the road. Thank you, Jason, for adding some tips on cornering through gravel. Skipping through some of the back sections of the course, I would like to again emphasize how important picking your lines on gravel is. This part of the road had a muddy dirt section. When vehicles travel through this, they create tracks in the road. Once the mud dries up, it hardens, leaving a lip that you have to be cautious about. A bit further ahead, this mishap happened. I took one other person down with me. Don't worry, both of us are fine. I only sustained a little bit of scrapes on both my knees and elbow. Okay, now let's get into the most fun part of the course in my opinion. We went to a grass section heading into McFarland Park. This section is just wide enough where you can easily pass a rider in front of you, increase the pace, and put the hurt on your competition. Now this is probably the most tricky part of the course. You go downhill through a slight right bend that is very off-camber. This basically means you're turning right on the side of a hill. Be cautious. Next, you make your way on a sidewalk briefly, followed by a surprisingly steep climb. This marks the final stretches of the race. You are almost to the finish line. This is the last paved section of the course. I will skip ahead just a little bit, but you basically go downhill, hit gravel again, go across the bridge, and you are very close to the finish line. As of now, I am not sure where the exact finish line will be. There are two possibilities. One could be directly on the road we currently are at, and the other option would be to finish by entering up into Sunny Heights Farm. I think this would be the best option because you will probably be greeted by some farm animals. I really enjoyed recording the footage for this race. It was an amazing day to be outside on your bike. I hope everyone has a great time during this edition of the Iowa Games. And remember, please try to keep your rubber side down.